Hello and welcome! Silrace here with Mechwarrior Online. I want to talk about consumables. I don't know if you do, but I do want to talk about consumables. Also would like to hear your thoughts and opinions about this particular subject in the comment section below. Preferably after you have watched this video so you know what I, say, what my stance on the consumables is. And so on. Background footage is there for your distraction. It shows quite a bit of consumable use though. So there is that, it has some relation to this, but it's there mostly for your distraction. After all, you can see the first consumable being used right there, the enemy UAV in the air. Anyway, let's talk about consumables. Now we all know that TTK, time to kill, has gone down quite a bit over the years in Mechwarrior Online. It can be attributed to a bunch of things. We will talk about power creep, but power creep is certain things. For example, quirks. Some quirks make you be able to shoot your weapons more often, or give your weapons a higher muzzle velocity, make your bullets fly faster, so it's easier to hit them. That means you're hitting more often or hitting more shots in general, and obviously means that there is faster time to kill. Consumable is another thing. Consumables, when you use them, they don't put your guns on cooldown, they don't cost you heat. Frankly, some of them even lower your heat, making you be able to shoot more often, right? There is cool shots after all. And some of them simply do damage which you do not have to pay for in the game you play at all. You pay for it outside of the game. You essentially pay C-bills or even MC for being able to deal more damage in every single game. And that obviously lowers time to kill. Imagine if you used an artillery strike, if you used an airstrike, whichever one you prefer, and doing so put all of your guns on a cooldown. Suddenly you would have an actual payment for the artillery or airstrike in the game you're playing, instead of just paying C-bills or MC for it outside of the match. Suddenly it would make you be able to shoot a little less, at least, for once. For a short amount of time anyway, because it would be, all your guns and cooldown. But it doesn't do that. You can plop down your artillery, your airstrike, you can plop a cool shot, and keep on firing as much as you want, even through all of that. So frankly, there is no actual cost in the game, and that means you're simply paying to be able to deal extra damage. Whether it is through cool shots, so you can actually, fire more often, because the heat scale is an on or off thing, on or off. Either you go over it or you stay under it and you can keep on shooting. Cool shot helps with that a whole lot. Especially if you carry two of them. Most people don't carry two of them because artillery and airstrikes are so goddamn powerful. Imagine if a team drops 4 or 5 artillery strikes or airstrikes within a single game, and the opposing team drops none, because either they don't carry them for some reason, or they can't afford them for some reason. One team gets a lot of essentially free damage. Granted, they paid some C-bills for that damage, but within the game itself, within the match itself, they paid nothing. There is no heat, like I mentioned. There is no weapon cooldown increases or anything of the sort. It's one use only, yes. That might be its drawback, that you can only use it once, but it's area effect damage. After all. So, this to me is bad game design. Essentially, this damage which players just pay for outside of the match, and they don't essentially have to really pay for it within the game itself they are playing, like at all. They just press a button and it happens. There is no real skill there involved. Same thing happens with cool shot. There is no real skill involved in using a cool shot. You see your heat bar going up, you use your cool shot, and you can suddenly shoot even more. Where's the skill in that? It's like, oh, okay, my hit meter is going up. I'm just gonna use my cool shot and keep on shooting. Doesn't necessarily add anything skillful to the game, it just makes it so that you can deal more damage by paying C-bills for being able to deal more damage. The difference though is, at least you are the one dealing that damage when you use a cool shot, unlike when you're using an artillery or an airstrike. Neither of those actually, you know, makes it so that you have to do it yourself. It just adds it to yours based on, you know, by pressing a button. Alright? You understand the concept, the point I'm making here. And so, if we, for example, removed cool shot and artillery and airstrike consumables from the game, how much would time to kill go up? 25%. Actually, if you now look at the whole long tom situation in faction play, if you removed long tom, how much more would you know, would people have to do in a faction play match by themselves? If you look at it, you can see in many games, you can see a mech which is about to get destroyed, about to get overwhelmed and destroyed because of bad positioning and so forth, just going to drop an artillery right on their own feet. Because they know they are dying and they can do that. It's like, I'm dead anyway, I'll just try to take a couple enemies with me or do as much damage as possible anyway while I'm dying. Right? Which kind of a military person calls an artillery or an airstrike on top of their own location? On top of the location of their own team even in many cases. Right? Really? Really? How is this... I mean, any kind of realistic look of the stuff. Granted, this is a video game, and we can't always talk about realism when it comes to video games, and we shouldn't. But if you consider it from any kind of a strategical and tactical, you know, thing, from that side of things, like applying real-world strategy to the game, then that just seems really silly, right? At least to me it does. I don't know about you, but to me it does. Maybe you have gathered by now that my honest opinion is that consumables were a bad idea to be added into the game. As you can see, I just don't like them. Because to me, they never added anything to the game. UAV might be the only exception. UAV is information, which somebody then has to take advantage of that information. Somebody has to actually do something with it. Cool shot, I press that, I can shoot more. Artillery or airstrike, I press a button and I deal damage. I can run away and I still deal damage if enemies don't notice it, or if I manage to drop it in such a location that enemies have no way of, you know, avoiding it. Call that good play, maybe, but to me it isn't. It's just, you know, okay, I'll pay for this outside of the game to be able to deal more damage in this next game I play, and that to me is just silly. I don't like that. That's just my opinion though. I'm gonna let this game run to its end on the background. You're free to watch that if you wish to. You don't have to. This is all I really want to say about the subject. I personally wish consumables were removed from the game. Or maybe restricted to faction play, possibly. But anyway, removed or restricted to faction play, possibly. Because I don't think they add anything to quick play. They just, to me, they take more away from the quick play than they actually add. They are sort of a get out of jail for free card in many cases. Or deal more damage because I made a mistake and I'm gonna drop an artillery on my feet just to, you know, be able to deal damage to people who are out here to kill me. Anyway, that's all I have to say really. Thank you very much for watching. I'm gonna let the video run to its end.